Now available in paperback, John Haynes at Death's Door. The man who rules the world takes on the Greek god of death in this action-packed John Haynes series adventure. Pick up your copy of John Haynes at Death's Door at Amazon.com and other online booksellers everywhere. I was watching a Mad Black 80 video where he was talking about how this white English woman named Pearly had taken over the entire black manosphere. And I had to shake my head about your white English woman Pearly taking over the manosphere because it shows how far black men in that space have fallen. Because when a white English woman is speaking for you, it shows how weak those men are as a collective, because if you are having a space for black men, the only person who should be speaking for black men are black men. Unfortunately, the manosphere seems to have just completely fallen apart, and sadly, I have watched as the manosphere has fallen apart because those men basically got taken off their mission by weak men who were more caught up in clout chasing rather than going out here and building and empowering black men. Now, the original intention of the manosphere was supposed to be about black men working with other like-minded black men towards improving themselves, improving the quality of life in their community, and working towards building a better quality of life by participating in concepts like group economics and building a network for helping other black men find jobs or find customers to go and shop at black-owned businesses like my SJS Direct imprint. Unfortunately, the black manosphere wound up deteriorating due for three reasons. One was internal jealousy of black men for other black men. Two was many black men who were caught up in their feelings about black women, allowing black women a space inside of the supposedly male-only space of the manosphere. And three, the allowing of others to hijack the narrative of the manosphere, such as some of these black females and the late Kevin Samuels, and now this white English woman Pearly, showing how many of the black men who created the manosphere do not understand the concept of leadership. Now, what led to the deterioration of the manosphere, I believe, is a lot of the black men in that space were basically jealous of other black men and did not like to see another black man having success on social media. And as one content creator was getting views over another black content creator, there was a lot of infighting and back and forths, and this prevented the manosphere from staying on course as related to its mission. And as this back and forth was going on, you had black men who were focused mostly on gynocentric narratives, like complaining about black women and not focusing on black empowerment. And as they focused on talking bad about black women, what happened was they were getting emotional, and in order to get more views and more AdSense dollars, what we had were men like your Obsidian going out here and letting black women into the manosphere space, and this compromised the entire structure of the manosphere, which was all supposed to be about improving the quality of life for black men by black men working together with each other towards solutions. And this letting black women into the space led to a rekindling of the gender war, and this rekindling of the gender war basically made it where we had interlopers coming in and taking a leadership role over the manosphere. And that is what your Kevin Samuels, when he was alive, did, because your Kevin Samuels was an agent, I believe, sent by YouTube to take over this space of the manosphere. And as your Kevin Samuels was allowed to gain more subscribers because every other black man before Kevin Samuels who said the exact same thing as Kevin Samuels was basically flagged and had their channel taken down. But your Kevin Samuels was never flagged or had his channel taken down, and he was allowed to get to 1 million subscribers, and he was the first to basically hijack the Manosphere space, hijack the Manosphere message. And what is troubling is you had many YouTubers like your Obsidian and many others who basically helped him go out here and take over the narrative as they created a covert contract with him, hoping that Kevin Samuels, once he became mainstream, would go out here and allegedly take these individuals to a new level of stardom. And this is what many of these black males thought was going to happen, but they didn't really see that this possibly Kevin Samuels was being used by YouTube in order to control the narrative as related to the Manosphere. And what they wanted to do was get the growing audience of black YouTubers to go away from black empowerment and the message of black empowerment. And instead, what they wanted to do was get black people back on the plantation, firing shots at each other in a renewed gender war. Because the gender wars are very profitable to white supremacy, and as black people are fighting each other over relationships, that makes more money for your YouTube, as people are watching many of these YouTubers going back and forth where black men are fighting black women. And that's what they wanted to use the late Kevin Samuels for. They wanted to use him to get control over the black sector of YouTube and get it off the narrative of black empowerment, black people talking about voting for tangibles, and black people looking to leverage their black vote to improve the quality of their lives and demand tangibles from their government. So when they heard that there was the black empowerment message of new black media was growing stronger, what they wanted to do was go out here and use your Kevin Samuels channel to go out here and have people going into a back and forth about high value man, gender war, and the gender war narrative, because that provided a good distraction from the political platforms that were growing in popularity. Now, sadly, after Kevin Samuels passed, they did not have anybody to push these narratives, and instead of them going to find another black man to push these narratives and allow to get to that high subscriber base, what they did was go out here and get themselves a white woman from England named Pearly, this average looking white female. And once they got this average looking white female, they started allowing her to get these subs. And as these black men started listening to her say the right things, you saw many in the Manosphere going out here and elevating this Pearly, allowing a white woman to take over a space that was originally supposed to be about building up black men. But instead of the space being about building up black men, we got those black men who went from going out here and projecting their daddy issues onto Kevin Samuels and looking for him to be their father, to them looking to go out here and create covert contracts with your Pearly, a white English woman, and they started simping for this white woman. Now your Mad Black 80, as he played a tape of audio of your Obsidian, I had to shake my head at it, because here was your Obsidian basically praising one of these white English females and praising her over black women, and basically showing me that he has just gone over the edge as related to being spellbound, because he just went out here as he was praising this white woman over black women. This just really showed me this brother has some serious issues, because you're sitting here praising a white woman over a black woman. And yes, while I have my issues with some of the behaviors of some black women, I'm not going to go as far as putting any white female on a pedestal, because I know that your white woman is the first teacher of white supremacy and racism. And as the first teacher of white supremacy and racism, I can't elevate this white woman because it's that white woman who teaches that white man to hate black men, and it's that white woman who goes out here and fetishizes black men as a big walking, talking penis. So I know that that white woman is not somebody I would go out here and elevate. Yes, your black woman has her issues, but where did that black woman get her issues? That black woman got most of her issues from that white woman because that black woman aspires to be a white woman in many cases, and that is the foundation of her dysfunction. And it's dysfunctional to sit here and praise and elevate one of these white females. Moreover, it's just downright disturbing when you have a dude who's out here praising this white woman who has invaded your space and is basically put there to take control over your narrative, because this is the same trick that is done in mainstream media. What they do is go out here and get them a white woman, and that white woman is the one controlling the narrative as related to your platform, controlling the message of your platform. And that's what's done in the publishing industry. That's what's done in television, in magazines and movies. They go get a white woman. She's the one controlling the black narrative. And sadly, you've got guys like Obsidian simping, and as I see it, bootlicking for a white female who is now taking and invading your space, going out here dictating your stories, dictating your experiences, and you're following her lead and not leading yourself. And that is something that flies over the head of an Obsidian and many of these other Pearly acolytes who are only thinking about the covert contract they created, where they think they're going to go out here and get a white woman to go out here and drop the skid mark thong and allow them to get a taste of the Caucasian waist. They think that they're going to go out here and hopefully get a relationship with a white female, but that white female is just using them in order to control the narrative of the black space, because that's what they have been trying to do with new black media ever since we started to see a rise of black empowerment messages being presented in these spaces by many on social media. As we've seen black people going out here reporting and talking about black empowerment, the goal is to get us off black empowerment and following down the lead of somebody who will have us chasing the gender war and chasing mindless consumerism and not thinking about working on and building up our black community, empowering ourselves to the point where we're improving the quality of our lives. What they want us to do is get back into the gender war and have us fighting each other and going to war with each other. That's why they like content like your Cynthia G's, who are talking about aborting black male babies and these bitter black women, and what they want the black man to go out here and engage in that gender war. And as he's engaging in that gender war, he's out here fantasizing about the white woman, hoping that, oh, this white woman will be better, when it's the white woman who is the foundation for black dysfunction. Because the foundation for black dysfunction, because this white woman, she wants the black woman following her, she wants the black man following her, and as black men and black women follow her, they wind up losing their way and their direction. And that's what your Pearly is all about. And watching Obsidian simp for Pearly, that made me shake my head, because this is the second time this dude has been played. I mean, the first time he got played was by the late Kevin Samuels, and as he pandered to Kevin Samuels, he built a base on him, using him as a stepping stone, and now he's allowing a white woman to use her as a stepping stone. Now, I'm grateful for Obsidian for helping me out with the Sean James initiative, but I want to help him by getting him to understand people are taking advantage of him, people are playing him, and he's out here being used as a useful idiot out here and a tool. and people are getting over on him because to allow a white woman to come into a black man's space to praise a white woman who as better than black women because you're so in your feelings about black women, this is dysfunctional behavior because this white woman is not somebody you go out here and say is better than black women because this white woman is an opportunist and she's using Manosphere. And as she's going out here using these talking points, what she's doing is saying the right thing to springboard herself. And as she goes out here and uses black viewers to get her core audience base up, what she will do is what the late Kevin Samuels did and abandon all of those viewers once she gets a larger white demographic watching and listening to her, because this is the exact same thing that the late Kevin Samuels did. They use black people as a base. Again, this is something that the WB network did. This is what Fox did. They go out here, they use black people, and sadly we've got so many black men out here who are completely spellbound, and as they're spellbound about her crystal blue eyes and her average looking face, they don't see how they're being used by pawns by this white female, and this woman is basically, again, using them to control the black narrative, and then once she gets control of the black narrative, gets enough audience members, gets that million sub mark, she's going to abandon the black audience because that's what these white folks do. He's, again, talking about white women are better. No, white women tell black men what they want to hear, and then after they tell them what they want to hear, they then go out here, get what they want, and then toss them because that's just how it works with many of these white females as related to black narratives. They don't really want to go out here and they know they can't really build their base because your Pearly is an average looking white female, no personality, no presence whatsoever, and she's just picked up and gleaned talking points from men going their own way and your Manosphere, and she's going to the Manosphere because she wants to go out here and further expand her base with an audience of thirsty black men who think they've got a shot at a Becky, not understanding Becky is playing chess. She's 7 steps ahead of you and is about to checkmate all of those viewers who are black, who sit there and watch her and think they've got a shot at a Becky. No, you never had a shot at a Becky, and all she did was cock tease you to get her views, get her subs, and once she gets a big enough base, she's going to just go out here and walk away from you. And sadly, guys like Obsidian just can't see the big picture. And this, again, he's been gamed for the second time by someone as related to building their channel on his back. And sadly, he can't see the game because he's too busy being thirsty for attention and approval. And he can't see how a game is being run on him by your Pearly, and how this pearl is nothing but a grain of sand. Now, if you want to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. And if you want to pick up my men's issues books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format, you can also find those books on other online booksellers like Smashware's The iBookstore and Google Play. And that's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available in paperback and e-readers. E-Steam Horror of the Hyena Woman. Hell's aspiring angel takes on a wicked werewolf in this action-packed all-new E-Steam series adventure. Get E-Steam Horror of the Hyena Woman in paperback and e-readers today.